I got one question. The question is, what is more important thing in the life, money or life? Living the life of the money. That is my question. What is more important thing to our life? Is the money or is the life? What is more important? But really, I don't care about it. I was reading about this book. Here is the book. You see, this guy is thinking so much, and the reason why he was thinking so much, too much, he was asking la trampa del miedo. They say like the fear making a slave. This says if we fear, we'll be like a slave because this making us a slave. And they say trampa is a Spanish. I don't know what is the mean in English because I don't know how I can say it. Trampa is like a sabotage. It's where the sabotage, like you fear, is like a sabotage. You are scared is sabotage. You are scared, and the sabotage is coming to making you scared. It's like some spirit will be behind to you, for we acting in the kind of type of way, for we can never make it real what we waiting for, and what we work so hard for we can making and testing to the real life, to the reality life, and we scared about, and this like a sabotage of a scare. Like when we are doing something, we're scared, and that is like a sabotage because the spirit is making our brain thinking about something wrong. It's not help us to we evolution, and that is like an illusion. When we are illusion, like I am in the few moment, and I'm thinking about the illusion, but the illusion is a spiritual, is a spiritual because the life is keeping the reality, but my reality is making illusion to my type, my time life is making my illusion life, but the illusion is the spiritual. And I was testing the illusion behind me because I was thinking so much, and I was asking, what is more important, the money or the life? And then I'm thinking, it depends how we see the money of the life. It depends how we see it. We go to creation our reality. If the money is making our reality for we can live in like we want. We were fighting so hard for we can be getting just money, or we just fighting for we can get like money for we can making our life better what we are before. That is the difference thing in the way how we thinking making for what the money, for what we want the money, for what we want creation our reality. And that is what has made me forget about the question. Is what I want to making, and I work so hard for this. No, I work so hard for this, and I try to work so hard for I can make my reality, and then it's probably just feelings, emotion, illusions. What is happening in this could be going to happen every day and all the year and all the time. We got to have so much illusion about reality, but I get it to understand that is spiritual. That is not true. That say yes, it's true, but that is illusions, and that is spiritual who try to play with our reality when they are real, and they play with our reality, and they coming like a melodrama for making us like we don't know for what we are doing what we're doing when we work so hard, and now we ask questions for what and what is the meaning. Then we say that is not mean everything same for everybody. The same is no mean same for everybody. We know our feelings the same thing. we don't express what we feelings, emotions in the same way, then it's no mean everybody go to do using do the what we feelings and what we want in the same way. It's probably I got more money than Big Game, and Big Game is didn't understanding me how I can figure out to be more money than him, and probably he didn't understand what is meaning my type of life and how I live in life. And things like this is probably is happen with the money. Like you see the Principe, the king of the Arabia, they used to living in the type of way, and they used to be in the cultura, and that is the reasons for us. This is different type of kind of life while we live in the life. They reach in different way, and this is making us emotions. Probably we have much money and we feel slave because we thinking we were working for this, but that's what to be part so we can be better in the future, or we're making our futures more hard. And that is what we want is for the money, or what is money is coming to be what we are working for this, and what we're expecting for the money for we can get the money. And that is what is for me is mean is probably what we're expecting about what the money is could be go to do for us when we get the money, and what is they go to fixing fix is to our life when we work hard, working hard for we can be in table for we can find the money, and then we find the money, and then what we got to do in the next time. And that is what just thinking is the spiritual of that money is it probably can come into making our first missions wrong, so we can express what we was thinking in the beginning, what was got happen to our life, and then it's probably our life is changing, and we're not making what we was thinking in the beginning, but now I thought about it, and I see because I been living in the spiritual world, and everybody believing about this. We have so much thing is not real. Even when that's real, for us, it's not real like a human. This is like a diamond. It's work hard to our brain for they can making illusions, but we supposed to thinking about illusions and say yes, but what is mean, what's going to happen, and for what it is, and for what is my mission, and for what I try to be on table for I can be in that way, and what I got to do in the next step. And then I got the Bible. I got the Bible. I got the Bible. That is the old Bible. He talking different way of the reality. The talking different way in the reality. And the Bible let me understand. I got just trust in the Lord of the Creator of the universe, and believe in the Son of Him where He was sending to us, so we can doing what He's doing, because they coming like a man in flesh, like I am, to the reality for we learning cross the Jesus and the apostles how we can live in the life, and how we can fight with all this, because they say our flesh, our body is be so sensibility, and our spirit is so powerful. But if we not keeping praying, the adversario, the Satan, who wants to come into us, and that is the reason for why we got to keep in praying to Lord, is probably reading the Bible so we can understand every day different things, so we can make it more understanding about the realities, because the realities is the truth. We see the truth, we looking, and we say I'm feeling like this, but this is the reason for why we are feeling like. This is the reason for why we are in this position. We don't are be separate of some place because that's just a seat or like we wanna be or we just wishing be. This is the reason for what we wish and for what we not be. Then something is be behind us, adding to again add to our reality. I got this book. I will show it because it's thinking is necessary. I was thinking about it. Uh, that is the Masonic. They have the symbol of the Masonic, but they say the black psychology. They say how to analyze the people. Learning to analyze the people, get more higher our knowledge, emotional. That is knowledge, get more knowledge, secrets, emotional, secret, and control, mental, and mentally control. And as they say, black psychology. When I was buying this book, I was asking for what to play the book. And they got over here Illuminati. That is the symbol of Illuminati. And that is the symbol of the Masonic. I say for what I buy this book and for what I'm doing this. And then I have the book. I know just not read this book. But the first reason for what I buy this book, I know buy this book for I can doing this just to learning what is going on about this thing. But I see it's probably for me it's not good to try to understand what is going on about what is happening of the secret because they not give me this for free, and I know they be asking people behind this book in the spiritual because they have the Greek and they're talking with a diamond, and diamond know I have the book because when I buy the book they say I hear like 20 people be behind. They say but he buy the book, but he buy the book. That's not really care because when I buy this book and I buy this book in the same time they were fighting like who is the best, who is the best. Now, which one are we taking? Because it show me how I can fighting against my fear, and they show me how I can manipulation, I can learn it for survival, and I can do it and use it for different ways, so I can make me better and be worse and making all my reality real. But the thing is, it's probably it's true everything where I want to learning about this, but the real is no worse if I taking this like a knowledge and I'm taking the knowledge from over here, even when I have no knowledge from over here, even when I know and I just confirm my truth, what everything what I say is real, the diamond is go to saying I was using the knowledge for I can take in the truth, and they go to probably watch me and probably attacking me like they using it to when I was buying this book. I was buying this book, I was showing, but they know was attacking, but I was trying the spirit to put the bracelet of the Buddha, like a monk and Buddha, to my hand, and they open like the both side, and they come and they put to me in my hand, but I just see it in the vision, like the real life when I was sleeping, and I'm giving the way for they can act behind me, and I'm thinking that is not right. For me, reading this book, sometimes it's probably for me it's not reading this book because he is the one who are fighting for figure out to understand and survive where they be right now. And I just reading what is happening in his mind, it's not my mind. And then I'm thinking about what he thinking about here. But it's probably yes, sometimes I could be entailed for reading some good book who's not thinking about the bad town and they have like a Bible says Bible a comparison legal, so they can probably say it's like an inspiration for who needing to understand about what is mean fear and what is acting the fear and how the fear is making our enemy and how we can use the fear so we can get better. Okay, and they say about it. Like I usually talking right now because they say I will hear why he go to talking now when he not talking about something wrong. Why he go talking now when he's not talking about something wrong. And I say yes, what I was talking now when I'm not talking about something wrong. And then I was say it's legal for me shows this book. I think yes, and that is real. The diamond is talking across the book, but the main influence to be higher spiritual, and they say they are learning, making knowledge us, but in the beginning they got to use us, and I think that is the reason for what we got to know what is the type of book we buy for we read because much of them is the knowledge of the donors, and let's be clear, is the black psychology, and that is mean is the donors psychology. That is where the diamond thinking for, and that is in the world where our brain is going to work. No, it's like the Bible is being the heaven goddess, the sky of the heavens, and I say like kingdom of the heaven. That's the words they try to bring in, and that's going to bring in the diamond angel